Hi guys, Jason here, Jason's Trucking Info. And if you've never been here before, this channel is all about helping all truck drivers become better truck drivers. And in this particular video, this is one of the parts in a series of how to become a truck driver and the steps you should take before, during, and after truck driving school, while you're out with your trainer, and even maybe some things after that once you get released on your own, and tips and tricks on how to avoid running into snags along the way, so your experience through the learning process of starting out from trying to decide whether or not truck driving is for you, and then making that decision to go out to truck driving school and all the stuff you got to deal with along the way. And once you get out with your trainer, and then after, that's what this series is all about, is giving you all the, arm you with all the information I possibly can to make that transition as smooth as possible, so you run into the least amount of problems or snags along the way that might hinder you or slow you down, so that you can just bang, 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 and blam, you're a truck driver, and make sure that you're the most successful that you can be while you're out there on the road after you've become a truck driver. Alright, so in this particular video, I'm going to go over what you should do while you're out with your trainer. For number one, I already told you in one of the previous parts that make sure that you don't bring a whole lot of crap with you, that you packed as light as possible, so that when you're on that truck with your trainer, you're not filling up this truck with 8 to 10 things of luggage or something. You just need bare minimum. You're packing like you're going hiking. Okay, make sure that you're packing as minimal as possible, the bare necessities. Okay, don't be bringing, 50 million bags. Don't be bringing, everything but the kitchen sink with you, because you don't need all that crap. You need pillow, sleeping bag, one big bag with extra sets of clothes in it, your shampoo, conditioner, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, and a nice set of gloves, any winter clothing that you might need in case you're going out there during winter, and something to keep any papers that you receive while you're out there, and try to keep it as light as possible, and make sure that you have everything that you've been told to bring it. And one thing that happened both times I was out with a trainer is there was supposed to be a packet of information that I was supposed to have to fill out with my driver trainer. There was all kinds of stuff like routes, and you got to write down the routing, the roads you take, and stuff for your trainer to fill out about how well you're doing on backing and shifting and things like that. And it's kind of a formality, but it's something that the first time I never had it, and we weren't able to get a hold of one of them packets till when I was almost done with my driver trainer, and then we had to fill it out real fast and made up stuff. And then a kind of similar situation when I went with my second driver trainer, when I was out as a refresher, is there's supposed to be a packet like that as well that they failed to give me. And so both times they failed to give me that packet of information. So make sure you ask about that, because they failed to give it to me both times at Sierra England and at CRST. So that's something that you're going to want to have. Things that your driver trainer should teach you while you're out on the road. And if you don't get taught this stuff, you need to ask your driver trainer about why he's not teaching you that stuff. If not, this is stuff that you really want to learn. Okay, obviously he's going to be helping you with he or she is going to be helping you with backing, helping you get better at backing. A real important thing that you really do need to learn, which a lot of times they fail to teach you, trainers don't always teach you, is how to chain up. You got to learn how to chain up, because you might need to know to do so in order to get out of a situation. Whether or not it's to chain up to go over the mountains, or whether or not you get stuck somewhere in some situation, you got to throw chains on to get out of it. So you really want to learn how to chain up. It's not a big deal. It kind of a pain in the butt. You get very dirty. So make sure that you bring clothes with you that you don't care about getting stained up and dirty, because there's going to be a lot of grease and grime around the truck. So make sure that the clothes that you brought with you to truck driving school are not clothes that you're going to get too pissed off about if they get all jacked up from grease and grime and stuff, because it's going to happen. Trust me. You're going to, especially when chaining up, you're going to get all kinds of rust, dust all over you and stuff like that. You're going to get dirty. It's just the way it is. So don't bring your nicest clothes. Bring things that you don't care about getting real dirty in. All right. Your trainer is going to teach you how to be a better shifter. Hopefully he's teaching you how to call your shippers and receivers and confirm customer directions, and to make sure that the directions that you have on whatever device that they have in your company, whether it's Qualcomm, PeopleNet, or however you receive your customer directions to your pickups and deliveries, hopefully the directions that you get on the system are right. You're going to want to call and talk to the shipping and receiving departments of wherever you're delivering to or picking up from, and find out if the directions that you have are good, and if you can get a semi truck there that's 13.6 high and 70 feet long, and make sure that you have the proper directions to get into that customer to do your pickup or delivery. So that is something that was failed to taught to me early on, and I learned very quickly later on through trial and error that was something I needed to do. He or she should be teaching you about shower tickets and how you get showers, and how you get your My Rewards cards for all the different trucking truck stops out there, such as Love's, Pilots, Flying J's, Petros, and TAs, and Sap Brothers, and Shells, and all kinds of different truck stops out there that you can get showers at, that you get shower tickets or earn points towards buying stuff that you get from buying fuel. Your company's paying for the fuel, but you get points and rewards every time you swipe your My Rewards card behind your fuel card. Every time you fuel, you get points towards stuff in order. It's kind of like free money for company drivers and stuff like that. So that's another thing you're going to want to know. They should be going over what to do if you get in an accident, and the procedure that you got to do, the numbers you got to call, and stuff like that. And should be going over that sort of thing, because you're going to eventually have an accident. You're eventually going to have a problem, whether or not it is your fault or not, but eventually you're going to have boo-boos happening, and you're going to want to know how to contact the safety department, go through all the little steps that you're supposed to do from your company, and that sort of thing. Your driver trainer should be teaching you how to use the electronic system in your truck, how to use the logging part and the company part, and how to send the different messages. There are two separate parts to every truck I've been into that has the electronic logging device. There's two different parts to it. There's the part of it that is your personal driving logs, and then there's the second part, which is the messages that you and your company use to communicate back and forth to each other for load confirmations and receiving and delivering and all sorts of maybe macros. It all depends on whatever system you got in your truck and whatever company you're driving with. Your driver trainer should be teaching you how to do that stuff, So that's other stuff you should be learning. Another thing, your driver trainer should be teaching you how to conduct yourself when you're at customers, when you're shippers and receivers, or when you're dealing with DOT officers or other type of officers such as state patrols or whatever, and not to be one of these, like these other truck drivers that they try to push their weight around. They try to go into shipping and receiving offices and they try to give attitude and they try to push their weight around. That's not how you conduct yourself, and that's not how you're gonna get loaded any quicker or faster. Most generally, that's gonna just get you slowed down, and you might get be the last person to get either unloaded or loaded at whatever customer you're at, or if you're at inside a scale house office and you're talking to a DOT officer, the last thing you want to do is give that DOT officer attitude. You want to be yes sir or yes ma'am or whatever. You want to be giving them as much respect, no matter how much attitude they are throwing at you. You need to basically be kissing butt, because they have the ability to slow your day, make your day even worse. If you go in there without an attitude, they're less likely to give you an inspection, they're less likely to give you grief, they're less likely to just, let you get by. Even if they find something wrong, they might just let you go on your merry way. More likely to happen than if you go in there with a bunch of attitude and trying to throw your weight around. So that is something you definitely want to learn early on. Whether or not you just want to learn how to do that anyway with people, that's the best way to get along with people, is to just treat people with common decency and respect. Don't throw your attitude around, and just try to get through as painlessly as possible, and with giving people much respect as possible while you're in different places, especially when they're the ones in control of how soon you're going to get loaded or unloaded, or how soon you're going to get out of there if it's a DOT officer, or whether or not they're going to give you an inspection and find something wrong, and maybe find something wrong that's going to get something on your driving record, so that you have a blemish on your record. So do not throw your attitude around. Treat everybody, especially at customers, receivers, or DOT officers and stuff, with as much respect as possible. And same thing with your own dispatchers and stuff. Don't be giving them attitude, because they control your life. All these people control your life. You might not like it, but as a truck driver, you are at their mercy, and they have the ability to slow you down. Okay? So the more respect you can give to those people, the more likely you are to get in and out and get on to the next thing. Alright? Very important. Your driver trainer should also be teaching you how to do proper trip planning and stuff like that, and how to plan around stuff, hopefully, and how to conserve your drive time, how to not stay on your on-duty or drive line when you don't have to. Be teaching you how to get on there and go off-duty whenever possible to conserve your drive time, so that you don't wind up not being able to drive a full shift because you sat somewhere for 2 or 3 hours waiting on something. You should be sitting off duty, not on duty, because that will waste your drive time, and then it'll make it so that, especially if you got a co-driver, you're going to force that co-driver to have to drive sooner when they maybe weren't going to have to drive or even start their time. I mean, it's all situational, but you guys need to learn to conserve your drive time whenever possible. Learn to go off duty whenever you're stopped. Either be on that off duty or sleeper berth line when you're stopped waiting on stuff. Do not be sitting on the on-duty line unless you are in the middle of an inspection or something. You want to conserve your drive time whenever possible. Other things, that's pretty much the end of this. This is most stuff I can think of right now. And how to become a truck driver. I'm going to be doing more parts on this. So these are some of the most biggest things that you're going to want to learn. Oh, another thing is make sure your driver trainer teaches you how to use a GPS properly. You're going to be probably buying a GPS of some sort or using some sort of GPS. Make sure you learn how to use a GPS and when not to listen to what that GPS is telling you to do. Alright, make sure you learn the different ways of how to input addresses in for those shippers and receivers wherever you're going, and make sure you have a truck appropriate GPS and that you know when to listen to that GPS and know when it is sending you around Jack Robinson's barn and telling you to do stupid stuff, and so you know that you don't want to listen to it telling you doing certain things. Alright, so these are the first several parts of this series about how to become a truck driver, and there will be more, so look forward to the next parts. If you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button below, hit that bell so you're notified of all my upcoming videos, and please leave any comments or questions below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So thanks guys for watching, and look forward to the next parts of this series of how to become a truck driver, and there are many other videos on this channel about how to be a truck driver and things to avoid and tips and tricks and how to make your life smoother out here as a truck driver. So thanks for watching guys, and catch you next video. Bye.